we're going to answer this question before us. So let's begin by giving it a read. It says, the development index and the average pay rate for workers in dollars per hour for a selection of 25 countries are displayed in the scatter plot below. So here it is right here. We have the average pay rate, we have the development index, and then we have all these data points. The table below contains the values of some statistics that have been calculated for this data. So we have the mean of the average pay rate and the mean of the developmental index, and so too for the standard deviation. And we've also been given the correlation coefficient. Now, what we've been asked to do is to use this information to find the equation for the least square regression line, giving your answer in terms of the variables and correct to 3 significant figures. Okay, so what we have to do here is use this information here to figure out what A and B are going to be. So we're going to be using these formulas here to figure out what A and B are. And remember, you must calculate B first because B appears in your formula for A. So the first thing that I'm going to do is write down the formula for B. So let's come here and begin by writing down the formula for B. So the formula for B, it is R times standard deviation of y over s, the standard deviation of x, I then am going to look at my table and sub in the relevant information. So that is this, this, and that. So let's come over here and sub in all that information. So B is going to be at 0.488 times 2.99 over my standard deviation is 5.37. Amazing. We now are going to come to our very trusty Cas Calculator, and we're going to put in this information right here. So let's come over here. Let's come here. I'm going to go control this button right here, and then I'm going to go 0.488. Then I'm going to hit the times button, then go 2.99. Then down the bottom, I'll go 5.37. Then I'll hit enter, and we get that nice long number there. Now, it's very important that we do not round immediately. So what I want you to write is just write 0.2717 ... We are not rounding too soon because it does say correct to 3 significant figures, but we don't want to round just yet. And the reason for that is because, remember, our A formula is y, the mean of y, minus b x, the mean of x. We need to sub in the value of b into here. And if we round it too soon, we're going to compromise the accuracy of A. So we need to save the rounding to the very end. Okay, so we're going to come and look at our table again. And now we're going to be subbing in these points into our A formula. So let's come over here and we're going to go A is equal to, now this is going to be 85.6 minus brackets 0.2717 ... because we're not rounding yet, we're putting in that full value, times by 15.7, close bracket. So it's very important that you notice that we are taking this value, which has not been rounded, and we're putting it in there. We're not rounding yet. Okay, now we're going to come to our Cas Calculator, and I just need to see this as I put it in. So let's do that. Let's come here. I'm going to go 85.6 minus brackets. Now, what I need is I need to put this here. If you use the up arrow, that all becomes highlighted. Now hit enter, and that comes down. Then you're going to go times 15.7, close your brackets, hit enter, and there is your answer. Okay, let's now come here and write that in. So that means A is equal to 81.334 ... 81.334 ... So I'm not rounding yet. I'm going to save my rounding to the very end. Okay, now we need to now generate the least square regression line. And we know that the least square regression line is y is equal to A plus bx. That's what it is. But do you see here how it says that we need to give our answer in terms of the variables? And as you can see here, we have the average pay rate and the development index. So that's what we have to write our answer in. So we have to use these. So let's grab our highlighters here. Do you see that my y is going to be the development index, and my B, oh, sorry, not my B. Let's get rid of that. Control Z. It is my X, which is going to be the average pay rate. So we're using those variables right there. Okay, so we're going to have to write out a long sentence here using those variables and also making sure that we're now going to round to 3 significant figures. So what is our answer going to be? It is going to be the development index is equal to 81.3. So I've rounded it to 3 significant figures. So 81.3334, when rounded, becomes that. Plus, when I round this to 3 significant figures, it's going to be 0.271. Oh, 72 rather. 0.272, that is correct. And then I'm going to times that by the X, which is the average pay rate. Average pay rate. And there, everyone, is our final answer. So let's put that in a red box. Amazing. So, a straightforward question, but you can see all those little things. Using the Cas correctly, reading through the question correctly, not rounding too soon. All those little things that you need to become masters of. Hopefully, you found this helpful.